welcome to James Quest, and today we are doing a Mandalorian Season 1, Episode 1 rewatch. I'm going to be doing a watch along so you guys can set your timers up next to mine as you watch it on Disney Plus. And yeah, we can just, as if I'm there in the room with you, we can just watch it together. I'll be talking throughout this. You will not hear any audio from the show, obviously, because YouTube will put a stop to that right away. I am actually going to be having small, 8-second segments show up every 1 or 2 minutes on the screen, so you'll see that. Just more of a reference point as to where we are, if that helps you somehow. But in any case, yeah, hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. Hopefully YouTube's not like, you showed 2 seconds of it, how dare you. Anyways, I was gonna do this as a live stream, but my computer sucks, and the video was all choppy, and I am not gonna be able to sit through the video being all choppy like that. So here we are recording it, and yeah, let's watch along. Let's do a rewatch. I have not actually rewatched this since it all first aired. I've rewatched a couple of episodes, but I haven't actually rewatched the whole season. So we're kind of doing that for the first time, and I'm really paying attention to it, especially knowing, some of the rumors that are showing up for season 2, some of the possible cameos, and who knows what else could happen. So we're going to go ahead and watch this. I'm going to try to, I know this timer says 1 second, ignore that. I'm going to try and line these up exactly. I have to really quickly click here to play it, and then click the timer to start the timer. I couldn't figure out how to do both at the same time. So anyways, here we are, really quick. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, hopefully there's not more than a 1 second delay on that. All right, I'm seeing the Lucasfilm logo. That's happening. So far doesn't look to be any jumping around like it was when I was trying to stream it. So hopefully this works, and then yeah, I'll get a new computer one day, and then I can live stream stuff like this. Okay, so this was always the coolest way for this show to start, just in the middle of a hunt, and then we'll see our that guy. Yeah, so whatever this guy's name is, I'm kind of forgetting it now, but he's coming back on in season 2. Spoilers. We saw him in a little teaser trailer, a little quick TV spot. We see him for a second. Now I don't know why he's coming back. I don't know what his significance is, but he's back, and he was with Cara Dune and Grief Karga, so he must be doing something important. I don't know why that guy of all characters would be showing back up, but okay. I wonder what language that guy is speaking. Because he's not speaking basic, but he is a human, so it's, I don't know. I guess normally when you see people not speaking basic, it's always an alien species. Most of the time, at least. I always love the twist here, because you always imagine that it was those guys that he was there to collect, and then of course it's this dude. I do like that he doesn't even try to run. He's just like, oh, damn. I'm just reminded earlier or later on that some other bounty hunter literally steals that line. It must be like a popular thing that people say all the time. I am wondering now, did Amanda must have taken one of these to get here in the first place, right? Old shitty speeder. And this actor, he's in a lot of stuff. I don't know his name, but you've seen him in tons of things. What even is the name of this planet? I wonder. Someone out there probably knows. I imagine it's going to be in the. I gotta buy the visual dictionary for the show when it comes out. I think it comes out. It either comes out in December or comes out next year. So something I keep wondering is why did the Mando leave his ship so far out there? Like, could he not have just flown his ship to the dock? And I wonder why. It must like have heard the vibrations of the speeder or something. I love the effects in this show. It's like it's not quite movie quality, but it's definitely like up there with almost a Game of Thrones level, like with the dragons. Like this monster looks pretty good. I do find it's interesting that this character here, like what you would stereotypically see, is like, oh, he got captured and he's gonna try to run away or he's gonna try and sabotage the ship or something. But he doesn't really do that, even though it seems like he's going to in this moment here. He's like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom, and then he sees all the weapons and stuff. He doesn't really, I thought he was gonna, when I first saw this, I thought he was gonna grab a weapon, try to fight the Mando, but no, he's just looking around like so. They should have the Razor Crest at Galaxy's Edge, right? I mean, there's not really a reason why they couldn't, I imagine, unless the ship gets destroyed before that time period, because that's before Rise of Skywalker. So it's not impossible that the ship could be there. They just decided to drop it in there one day. and this actor here who plays the blue guy, he's from somewhere also. He's like another person that I've kind of seen in various things, but I don't know who he is. Oh yeah, and then our first look at an actual bathroom, which it just kind of looks like a toilet, but you see like there's like hoses and like weird like tubes also. I guess maybe it's for like different species who maybe need different things, I guess. Um yeah, so he sees all these weapons and like I thought he was for sure gonna like grab one and try to escape, but he doesn't. So what was his plan here? Is he looking for like an escape pod or something, or is he just looking around? They what do you call it? What are the Greedo aliens called? I'm wondering if these are like Easter eggs, like some of these are supposed to actually have been characters we know about. Um, this is one thing where it's like some people were wondering why is he using the carbonite, because you know like Boba used it because they were on, you know, they were in Cloud City and that's how they store the gas there, right? They store it in the carbonite, right? But Mando here is using it in the exact same fashion, even the exact same style of like carbonite slabs. So it's like, did they? Does that really make sense? Is that like a thing that all bounty hunters use now? Because I guess most of us assumed that Boba used it in Empire because they were on Cloud City. It's not like a common practice. He didn't even know that Han was gonna stay alive, right? So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of questionable there. We see that alien in the turquoise little hat there. You remember he's like in the background of Force Awakens. His toy came out. His toy was everywhere. um, some random alien. See, there is still a question of how these bounty trackers work exactly. I have a theory based on what we'll see in a second. Yeah, it's kind of funny, like all like the currency. I think the bounty hunter trackers are actually I think they're tuned into like the age, the species, or I don't know. I think they're just tuned into like the specific data of a person. They're not literally like, I don't know. I don't think they're like physically tracking a singular person. I think they're tracking someone who matches all the information they have on that person. That's the only way I can see how these things work. Everyone looks over. Yeah, so okay, so what does the chip do? Because you have pucks and then you have chips. And then you had those little trackers. So what does the chip do? I have so many questions onto like the specifics of what all of these devices do. So you have pucks, trackers, and chips. Does the chip just let you into the building where he's going to meet the Imperials? Is that what the chip does? I don't know. Yeah, so this whole sequence is really just like them kind of showing off the set that they've built, which is pretty cool. And now I'm looking for it. I'm trying to see how much of this is the volume and how much of this is actual set. Like the background hallways back there, is that the volume? Could be. The dome shaped gonk droid. He's got like a dome shape on his head. And then some really beat up stormtroopers. I kind of forgot how rough they looked. Oof. Imagine how much that armor smells. Yeah, this doctor here. Dr. Pershing. Still a big mystery as to what this doctor's deal is. I love the waves of the Beskar. The way it, just the so they want the asset alive, and that's going to be a question that comes up later because I it's still a mystery. But we'll see that later. So termination is acceptable for a lower fee. Is that what he said? Hmm. Okay, so the last four digits. Okay, yeah. So I think that's how the trackers work. I think they're tuned in to because he said last four digits, right? So he's gonna put a whole bunch of digits into the tracker. Hmm. Yeah, so I think that's how it works. Really, they put a bunch of digits into it, right? They have like their age, I guess, like their birth year, I guess, and then they probably would put in their height, their weight, their species type, all this stuff, and that's how they would track down who they're looking for. And obviously, the puck would normally give them like a facial picture to look for, right? But with Baby Yoda, they just have his age and his last known position. So that explains how Mando finds him. But the question, of course, later becomes like you have all these bounty hunters tracking them from planet to planet. So it's like the only information those people would have is also that he's 50, right? So how are they finding, like, how many 50-year-olds did they come across before finally finding them on all those different planets? It's kind of interesting. I wish some lights were on in here because I want to see these other Mandos armor in the background here. Like everyone thought that was Boba Fett back there because he's got some green on him. But I want to see like that guy almost looks like it's a purple colored helmet almost. I want to see these other Mandos in the background. Yeah, see, the funny thing is, even for a lot of Star Wars fans like myself, like I've watched Clone Wars and Rebels and all this stuff, but even then, there's still a lot of like this Mandalorian culture that I'm like, was this in a book somewhere? Like the signets being revealed and how glorious Beskar metal is treated. It's like this. I guess some of this must have been taken from an old book, but I'm wondering how much of it was like just like newly created lore that Dave Filoni just kind of put out there. Like they're not taking off the helmets, all this stuff that didn't seem to be a thing before. All his flashbacks to. I think it was recently revealed what that planet that he was on as a kid was. I don't remember the name. I think it was revealed like through a toy or something. He's getting a brand new shoulder pad. See, and this is our actual a quick look underneath the metal plating. It's like a it's got like some electrical wiring underneath it, and I'm wondering what that does. Like what does all the electrical stuff do? Okay, so he's on this planet here. I don't think they've said the name of the planet. They just said it was the the assets last known location. And that's another question that I still have. What was the child doing with these like these pirate people? You know, like were they hired to get the child and then they didn't deliver him, or did they kidnap him from the Imperials, or like there's still a lot about the situation that we're just not given. So it's interesting. So his tracker, I guess, is just pointing him towards the nearest 50-year-old. Um, but he doesn't know what they're gonna look like. So it's like, what if Quill there, Queel or however you say it, what if he was 50? And he just brings Queel back to the Empire. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing about the show is that they do a good job of not making him like not making him like an anime character, because a lot of animes do this thing where like, oh, they're the main character is the best, and he's, you know, like he's like Goku levels of OP. I guess Goku gets beat up too though. But anyways, but they make a point that the Mando is still very much just a guy. Like he's not a Jedi. He's not, you know, he's not like a superhero in this world. He's just a guy with some training. I've spoken. Yeah, Quill's just like the coolest dude in like this whole season. I think. Just he's just a genuinely nice older dude, just minding his business, and oh, poor Quill. Ugh, they died. You do. You want my help. Yeah, and I guess he learns to ride in an afternoon. Yeah, that's the interesting thing is that like we know that he was a oh, what are they called? A foundling, yeah. Um so when he's like, "Oh, your ancestors rode the mythosaur," so I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I know there's obviously Mandalorian, the people that are born on Mandalore and have like the ancestry from ancient Mandalore, right? But I'm wondering what amount of the population was made of just foundlings, and how many were like actually like, you know, their ancestors really were the original Mandalorians. Hmm. I remember when this moment happened, a lot of people, I think even myself, were like, maybe he's force sensitive. He talked to the blurg thing. I think, especially when it's something new and we don't know where it's going yet. I think we let theorizing get way out of control to where it's like we'll come up with like anything. So I think the reasoning here, the reason that they needed these blurgs was that, oh, to get over like these little pits, right? Like these little canyons um, in between the plateaus, I guess. But it does seem like they could have just taken a speeder across them, you know, because it's not touching the ground, you know. But I don't know. Maybe those little caverns were wider than they looked. I don't know. Okay, so he knows. I guess because he knows where the pirates are. Mercenaries. Yeah. I've spoken. I love that they just gave him like it's just like a quirk that he has. He just has like these sayings, um, and it just came out of nowhere. Like, it's just pretty cool. So yeah, this is still my big question. It's like, okay, these mercenaries down here have the child, and we still don't know like how they got the child. Like they must have been asked to deliver him from one spot to the other and then kept him, or they stole him. That's, you know, um very interesting. But the Empire knew where these guys were. Oh, and here's eh, so my other question, of course, is like who sent the bounty droid? Like surely he's not like entirely on his own, right? Like someone was pulling the strings here, right? Good thing he got shot in his brand new shoulder. Uh oh. Okay, so both of them thought that they were the only one on the job, and I think Grief Karga actually just admits later, like, yeah, I just kind of gave everyone the job. Um, I'm wondering when that happened. The other thing is that okay, so we did hear the what's his name? Oh, I'm forgetting his name. But you know the dude who gave him the assignment. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Um, but we did. I guess we did hear him say that it's acceptable for. Did you say a lower fee to for the asset to be given back dead? I guess. So I guess they're really only after Baby Yoda's DNA. They're not like after him. Which just raises more question. If they only need Baby Yoda's DNA, it's like, what does that mean? IG-11 gives up so quickly. He's like, "Oh, we're surrounded. All right, I'm gonna self-destruct." It's like, and they bring out this gun. See, this gun looks very similar to the ones that we see the Imperials bring out later on, in a very similar situation when they're like trapped in the building, like episode 7 or 8. Um, seems like a very similar weapon. He's lucky the thing kept on spinning. Like he just the momentum carried. So IG-11 won't remember any of this that's happening now. So he doesn't remember meeting the Mando here, right? He must not, because he had to be like completely reprogrammed and retaught everything. Which still makes me question who sent him here, right? Because surely the IG bounty droids don't just get sent, like they're not like on their own. They're not like wild droids. Someone's pulling the strings. I will say, like, I know it's just for the sake of the show, right? But I will say, because they didn't know what the bounty looked like, it could have been any 50-year-old person. Because that's all they know, right? That they're 50. So, like, they did all this shooting. It's like, what if they had just shot the bounty? Do you think these guys had even fed Baby Yoda at all? Okay, see that's where I'm kind of confused. He said his commission was specific to kill it, whereas when he was talking to them, they gave him like the option to bring it in dead or alive. So I don't know what's up with that. Okay, cool. That is the end of episode 1. I'm gonna hit pause on that. I'm gonna hit stop on the timer. Cool. Okay, that is the end of episode 1. And there's still some questions that I repeated them several times, but there's still some questions that are unanswered about even this very first episode, and I have the feeling that they'll never really get to it. They might answer it like in some kind of reference book or something. I feel like they'll eventually address like, hey, who were these mercenaries? Who did send IG-11? Why was he told that he had to kill the child, whereas the Mando was told he could either bring him alive or kill him? So still a couple questions there. And then obviously the big one, what the hell do they even want with the child? They clearly don't need it alive, I guess, even though the doctor seems to care if it's alive or not. Which, again, the doctor, what's up with him? He seems to care about the child, and we'll see that again later on. And then obviously he has a big Camino patch on his shoulder, so it's like, I hope that some of this gets addressed. At least, I don't want to wait till the very end of season 2 to get one answer. I want at least a couple of answers throughout season 2. Because I don't want this to be a thing where it's like they're kind of just dragging you along, and you gotta, like they'll never answer these things until season 5 or something. I want them to slowly answer some questions. So yeah. Anyways, that was cool. Thanks anyone who tuned in and wanted to watch this alone with me. I'll probably be doing episode 2, maybe even today. So yeah, let's watch out for that. And then obviously tonight, which today's Monday that I'm saying this, tonight is there's supposed to be trailer number 2. Trailer number 2. It's probably going to be 7:30, 8:30, something like that. It's going to be in the middle of the Cowboys game tonight. And yeah, I'll be here. I'll do like an immediate reaction to it. It should be fun. It should be cool. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.